Hello there, Globers, from north to south, east to west. We at Globemedia Channel got you covered on whatever happens in the Globe scene. And today, you will witness the first ever official squad match in Globe gear. This match is between a team of seasoned veterans and fresh newbies, the Research and Development Division versus Midnight Squad. I'm Katashi, your host for the Globe News Channel and the Fusion Cup, and I'm back with Lockmere, the rank 2 overall, well, it says rank 1, and famous for his ABCOs. Together, we'll be doing this match's commentary. Before we begin our pre-match analysis, however, let's look at the players' usual loadouts. After all, a lot has changed since the Fusion Cup. First, let's look at RND. This team is guided by the seasoned veteran and sole game dev, Dr. Science, who, following his win from the Fusion Cup, brings lots of experience to the team. He commands Nepenthes Baphomet, or Net for short, who came very close to winning the Fusion Cup, but ultimately lost to his team captain. Following that loss, he switched to a backline playstyle wielding double Kestrels and a Slayer as a last resort. Ageneai becomes his team's frontliner, with Crypsis to spook you and a Giant Slayer to demoralize you. As you can see with the range chart, this team is very well balanced, with good mid-range from Doc, close range from Ageneai, and long range from Nep. This team is armed with ways to puncture your plan from every range. How can the Midnights deal with this? Midnight Squad is captained by Ageneai, a self-proclaimed caster blade. He wields a Masamune with a Bounder and Hunter, and focuses more on casting instead of stabbing. He leads FaeFallenstar, the number 1 Ghost, who brings Crypsis and a Masamune along with some cubes, Jack of the Lantern, a deadly all-rounder with proficiency in all ranges, and 3-legged Crow, a midliner with ricochet bullets and a hunter, who, matter of fact, broke Globey with his username and running commands from a non-existent bot. I think Globey hates him more than me. From what we can see, the range charts indicate that this team is equally well balanced, if not even more well balanced. The mid-range from Ageneai and Crow match well with the 3 Masamunes on the team. Additionally, Jack sometimes wields a Falcon instead of a battle rifle, and brings caltrops at times. Some say this team is rough around the edges. Could their experience work against them? Well, we'll see in this match. What do you think, Lockmere?
Well, I think there are several major X factors when it comes between these two squads. The biggest one being that Midnight Squad does boast a 4th person on their team, whereas RND is just the 3 of them. However, the 3 of them have been around since Globe Gear's inception. Therefore, they have a major leg up in terms of matches played and things that they've experienced in their previous matches. So we'll see if that experience is enough to overcome being outnumbered by one person. Other factors include Nep versus Jack in terms of long-range support. If Nep can keep Jack from being too much of a menace, or if Jack can pin down Nep, that'll put either squad at a disadvantage. Ageneai and Fae are both Crypsis users, and therefore, whichever one can make the most of Crypsis to ambush and support will put up their squad into a good advantageous point. And finally, Doc and Crow, both using guns, allows for a bit more of support functionality, so whichever team can use said guns to lay down suppressive fire and keep their team alive is going to give their squad a bit of an advantage here. Difference being is that Crow is more in a support capacity, whereas Doc has a bit more firepower through the use of cubes.
Yes, and Doc also has 2 guns with 2 different ammo types, while Crow only has 1 ricochet assault rifle, funnily enough. That could be a huge difference in a game of firepower.
Should be a very interesting match, and I, for one, think that the results may surprise people.
Yep.
And they are off.
Nep, as predicted, bringing his double Kestrels, but now with a blink instead.
Oh, no, Midnight Squad doesn't realize that that's the go sign. Okay, they're going.
Oh, nope, they're going. It's okay.
Well, some of them are. We'll see.
Ageneai has brought caltrops and decoy. Doctor with his usual loadout. Jack with the Falcon. And Bender. Anti with his usual also. Seems the R&D is regrouping in green.
They have indeed.
While Faye works a flank around in purple. She sees Nep. Some cubes are fired. With
Doc
Crow
has
staring down
eyes.
Doc. They're trying to... Ooh. Good shot from Nep. Damaging 70 on Crow. two flankers are working their way around. Nope, Ageneai is planting cow traps around the tower.
Jack is figuring out where he wants to set up still.
Doc fires a 0 split.
Ooh, Adante
and
needs
it
to watch
does
out.
not hit.
He is in line of sight of Nep's kestrels there. I don't know if he realizes that.
Ageneai working the flank. Oh, but Faye spots him. Ageneai loses stability. He has a blink though.
Ooh.
A little team damage there. Doc is very low. Just a little tickle to his chest.
Down goes Nep. Jack managed to take the shot and took out Nep on top of the tower there. It is now a 4v2.
That is a very big problem for RND. They lost their sole long range. And Doc goes down. Face down a leg. Now it's just Ageneai. But Ageneai could work it and win this if he plays it right. As long as he's able to crypt this properly, he could sneak up on someone, get a Slayer headshot, and blink right out.
Eyes on Ageneai there. Or are you just gonna stay on Ageneai?
Okay.
Okay. I'll cut between them. Oh, they've lost track of him. This is where being able to tell Crypsis apart is very handy, folks. All four of them had Ageneai in between them and have all since lost track of him.
He slipped away.
Yep. Gotta watch for that air shimmer.
He creeps into yellow. Now let's hope it's not another repeat of Stan vs. Grief. But I think the long con would not benefit Ageneai with his high energy consumption.
Alright, Midnight Squad is spreading out. Well, it does have Crypsis and Slayer, so at the end of the day, running out of energy only will affect his mobility.
Yes, but he won't have any blinks to save him. And bail him out.
They've regrouped in yellow, still trying to hunt him, whereas it looks like Ageneai has circled back through into purple. So they are back on opposite sides of the map again.
He could be trying to tie this round. But
that is definitely a strategy, but with 24 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, we'll see if that plays out.
Speed up the VOD.
Yeah, like, don't worry, viewers at home. We'll work around that if needed, but yeah, we'll see if they commit here.
Sorry, live audience.
Yeah, live audience. Well, you're getting what you paid for. All right. Oh,
you didn't pay for anything. So
gunfire going off. They've spotted Ageneai. Faye's trying up. Faye got hit with Bounder.
They may have lost him.
Actually, I'm not sure if Faye hit him or if Faye hit a teammate there, but Faye got a hit marker.
Faye hit a hit teammate. He did not take damage.
Ah, okay. It's a little bit of friendly fire there.
Temporarily to save some energy.
He's no doubt communicating with his teammates here, trying to figure out the best strategy for him going in. If I had to take a guess at the state of their comms at the moment, it's Doc and Nep trying to figure out Ageneai's best approach on getting in there. And now
good Slayer hit.
Duking it out.
On Jack.
Faye creeping up with Crypsis
Ageneai
here.
disengages temporarily. He must be going for a hit and run, but his energy sig is already below. His overall energy is already below half. Another hit. 3 hits. Ageneai is doing well, though he's taking little pots of chip damage. He could turn this around at this pace.
Ageneai does have some of the best game sense of the Globe Gear community, so if anyone can make the most of this situation and using it tactically with good movements, it's gonna be him.
Yep, this is where
Faye got stuck in cow traps, a little present left behind.
Cow traps are dealt some chip damage on someone. I don't know who,
Faye.
but they did.
They tried to go up on the tower for the high ground. Took a big hit from Ageneai there.
Yep.
Down a leg. 57 health
Now
remaining.
Ageneai at 78, taking little pots of chip damage, but he is definitely doing more damage than he is taking. But now down with 60, what can he do? Caltrops more ticks. He leaves a small trail as he runs away, but
Which
with
Jack
his energy
sees.
is getting low. He may need to finish this quickly. Circles around, does not take any damage from any of those cubes. Crow on top, jumps up, does not find Crow.
Big hit on
Headshot
Adanta. Danta down an arm,
Anti.
31 health. He is in one, and he is down!
Danta is down.
Ageneai with the big
Ageneai
hit,
making
making
the
it
most
a
of the situation. Now a
1v3.
3v1 situation, still not favorable, but he can turn this around at this pace.
Crow landing a few hits with Ricochet there.
Another kill!
Down goes Faye. As I said, Ageneai has some of the best game sense in Glove Gear.
Now, with
More importantly, he has
one
the
of the
patience
opponents being
to
a
match it.
mid-ranged support, this could go Ageneai's way. This is where
This is going to come down to
the
good
Midnight
comms and
Squad's
good positioning.
inexperience is working against them. Ageneai is playing this super well.
Yep. Well, and the other important factor here is that Ageneai has patience. He is not someone who's going to rush in. They could have a trap. You're talking to me a lot of people. But good chip damage by Crow. Ageneai down to 32.
Definitely trying to regen that before going back in.
Yep, but he is. This is where energy is going to start to become a factor for Ageneai.
This is, yeah.
He's burning a lot of energy here to get back to 50 health, running Crypsis and Cloak all at the same time. But here he goes. He managed to get back. He's going to be regenning to 50. And we might see the final parts of this match here.
He should take Crow out first. I would prioritize Crow here, mainly because when Ageneai's out of energy, he cannot cloak Crypsis, and Crow has Hunter. If shot right,
Here we go.
That's what he's doing.
Whiffed. Down on Crow with a headshot from Slayer. It is now a 1v1, folks. Let's see if Ageneai can pull it off. Gets a hit.
Ageneai takes a chip. I don't know how much health is on Jack. 27.
Yep.
Ageneai's on 10 with low stability. He regens that. He needs to get his health back to at least 41 before re-engaging. As long as he's able to get one good Slayer hit. He's freaking out right here.
He's waiting for his health to come back.
Yep.
Doing the jitterbug. Not to be confused with the lag jitterbug that Katashi loves oh so much.
Who are you, man?
Jack, big hit there. Big hit. 10 health on Ageneai. Down a leg. Jack's trying to reset. I don't think Jack realizes how badly he put Ageneai down instead of putting the pressure on here. And there's that experience difference. If Jack had followed that hit up instead of doing the safe option, up.
Ooh.
Oh, I did a little off, and
That
now
is a
Ageneai's...
safe
There it is! Jack nailing Ageneai as he moved from cover after the first shot whiffed. But unfortunately, Ageneai was not able to escape that follow-up shot. Excellent shot by Jack there to end it, but Ageneai definitely pulled his weight there at the end, managing to tie it up in a 1v1 situation. What a match! With a lot of those X factors at work. Ageneai really showing off his experience with Crypsis there. Midnight Squad, you know, Jack coming in a pinch with that long range at the end. I think both squads put in an excellent job there. I think Doc taking those big hits early was very unfortunate for RND because it left him open to getting ganged up on the moment Nep went down. Adjustments we might see going into the second match here. It would not shock me if Nep decides to switch it up to Bladecaster and tries to go more on the offensive here. But he could also try to remain at long range to deal with Jack, because without Nep with Kestrel, there is no long range option to deal with Jack. Again, early on, Nep took the hit here, but Nep hops up here and is looking for it, and bam! Sniped right in the head. Excellent shot by Jack. Jack had 2 very good snipes, one towards the beginning and one at the very end to seal the deal.
Unfortunately,
That's enough
Nep
to say,
stood still there, and that gave Jack a golden opportunity.
yep.
Though Nep's chip damage does not go wasted, as we'll see from the end here, where Ageneai is able to get 3 kills.
Yep, so the 4 of them. See, but that's Ageneai's game sense really came in handy. Like, coming up here, as Ageneai goes in, right throughout this whole process, Ageneai is right there. He's running in. I'm pointing at the screen. No one can see me pointing. I don't know why I did that. Ageneai runs in, and then he manages to get out of there. Somehow managing to evade the lines of sight of 4 different players as he's running off into C2. That's where, good comms and trying to keep track of people is such a valuable skill, especially when Crypsis is in play. They try to hunt him down now. It just occurs to me that Jack looks like a barrierless sandwich.
Yeah, well, welcome.
It's the ball. It's the ball cap.
It's been like a month of people saying that.
I honestly never really paid attention to it that closely.
He has a barrier, so when he takes it out, he just looks like Sandwich using a Masamune.
Donta, they're spreading out. They did a good job of not letting themselves get too separated.
They also didn't fall into the cow chops that often.
Yeah, the cow chop matches weren't too dense.
Yes, but they were still present, and they were obviously looking out for it.
I think the only person that really ran into them at one point was Faye ran into some at the top of the tower here.
Which is very hard to spot, and I don't blame her.
So here they are. They managed to get eyes on Ageneai again. Right there. I think that was the first hit he managed to get, and then
he uses Faye chases, yep. But then
and that's that game sense in that's that game sense and discipline that Ageneai has. He's very good at reading the situation. He got his one hit, and he knows that now he needs to get out. Sticking around is not advantageous for him. And that's exactly what you want to do in these outnumbered situations where you just don't want to stick around in a fight situation that is disadvantageous to you, especially in an elimination match. As they spread back out here. And then here is Faye going up the tower and running into a bit of surprise and taking that chip damage. That chip damage that's very valuable. She got out of it. That was a crazy escape, though. What the heck?
I don't think it was intentional. I think she got sent through the map and then...
Yeah, right. Oh my god. Nobody should have knocked that. Anyways, what the
I wonder what would have happened if she just...
Sorry about that. I should have showed that. But anyway, Ageneai got the best of her there, coming up from behind because he saw the caltrops go off. And there's that game sense ticking in. Knows the caltrops, knows that Faye's general location. Took a leg and did a significant chunk of damage. And so he's just slowly picking them off and going, bringing down their health there.
And Midnight are like very helpless on this.
Yep. Down goes
that is... I feel terrible for him. That was...
Yeah, I wish we'll have to compare Ageneai's screen to your screen.
No, Ageneai's screen, Ageneai's screen, he was pretty far too. I think.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well,
I feel bad for him. Yeah.
Pre-alpha, folks.
Listen, I'd be complaining, get the shit out of that.
Well, we're not going to talk about that. As Crow is attempting to support Jack, who's running him down here, and right here. Very valuable chip damage that Crow is putting into, right? Yep, there's 6, another 6. Very, very valuable damage there.
Unfortunately, Jack wouldn't be able to capitalize on this.
Yeah, if Crow could lock in on where he was, he could continually chip away. But Ageneai managed to slip away and get his health back. So at this point, Ageneai was on the beach in the back left, or in the bottom right of the map. But here they are setting up, and Crow, Ageneai is trying to find his opening. Right there, we can see him. Crow did not see him, but there's that air shimmer that you got to watch out for when you're fighting Crypsis, because as you can see coming up, right? in the little corner of your screen, in that little tunnel, right there, you see Ageneai. You see a little bit of glimpse of the Slayer right there. And out he pops there. Crow doesn't see it at all out of the peripheral. Sees the
And
airship
then
at the
he
last
sees
second,
him
but
too
it's way
late.
too late. You gotta watch out for that, folks. That air shimmer, it can save your life. And then here comes the final fight between Jack and Ageneai. Jack's down to 27 after eating that big hit. He's just trying to figure out where Ageneai went. Sees the air shimmer.
Shoots, does great damage with the bounder.
Yep.
And Ageneai goes to hide right there where Jack blinked to.
Well, no, he's still in the back.
Yeah, but he
as we can
does
see
chip.
when Jack pulls out sniper here. Ageneai,
Yep,
oh man,
that tiny
Ageneai, you
Slayer.
can see that Slayer right there, and that was enough to give it away. And then Ageneai should have blinked away, but he might have been at that point out of energy, and trying to conserve his blinks. So we'll see how RND Squad mixes it up here, but Midnight Squad takes an early 1-0 lead in this squad match. So
Let's hope this not a
plays out.
sweep
Match
to keep things interesting.
You are recording,
Jack,
correct?
no changes with his icon appearing to be Bolt. It could be Nova, Bounder, we don't know. All cube icons are appearing to be
stuck
Bolt.
to Assassin. Did not switch it to Bladecaster. Also did not change his blink to 20 meters.
You're gonna be annoyed with it.
That triggers my muscle memory so hard when I see 33. Ooh.
Ooh.
Whiff on Crow there. Ooh.
Ooh,
that was
Ageneai's
close.
Crypsis is kind of glitched right now. He is gonna need a recrypsis.
Big hit on Crow.
One hit on Crow from Ageneai.
Crow got some good bouncer.
Now Faye finds Neb. She's after him, but no. She's docked down. Now missing a leg. He needs to get out. He's getting hounded, but are they leaving him alone? He is being left alone.
Huntered. Legally distinct, please.
Now Jack climbs purple tower here. He may be trying to get a good view to snipe. Yes, he is. He crouches, tries to find the opponents, but nowhere to be found. Nep still at full HP here. Ageneai bait above half. He could be going for hit and runs. Nep supporting. Faye gets countered by some Doc's holding. Jack 30 damage. Doc's chip damage is very scary here. And when you lose sight of someone, his homing can show him back.
Ageneai, Adanta retreating, which is the correct call given that the enemy squad was grouped up here.
Bro blinking out also.
For 5 damage there. Crow jumps into the Bounder pit, is trying to stack up with Adanta.
No, it is a temporary stalemate here with Nep being unscathed. Ageneai down to 50. Ooh, chip damage down to 40. And Doc below 100. But Midnight's very healthy. 2 full HP. Faye basically at full. Now Nep's down a leg here.
Now it'll be interesting to see if if Midnight Squad can call an audible here, because I think right now they are playing kind of right into RND's hands. But RND is in kind of a bit of a deadlock here, because they push too hard, they'll just get chewed up as well.
I think all this is up to Ageneai's ability to masterfully flank them. And hope to get a pick early to bring it back down to a 3v3.
Faye getting a slight bit of chip damage here, but it does seem like Midnight Squad is trying to play a bit further back.
Yeah, Doc is down an arm with 18 HP.
Yep, that was
it does not look
from
great
a Bounder.
For RND. Doc with a barrier saving him from Jack. unfortunately misses some shots on Jack.
And is down to 64 health himself.
Yep.
Big hit, wall bang through the wall there from Jack on Nep. Took some return fire there.
Bro, spraying for some chip damage. Two tickles. Doc in the air, sprays down.
Ooh, 70 damage on Adanta, but Adanta huntered Nep. Overexposed a little too much there. So it is now a 4v2.
That is the downside of using double kestrel. Having two means you can't keep your cloak on, and you'll be much more open to hunters. You'll also be much more open to being found on the radar.
Big hit on Ageneai there from Jack, who managed to snipe. That was a really good angle too. Through
Doc is alone.
just under the latest there, and took out, and down goes Doc. And that is the match here, ladies and gentlemen, with Midnight Squad with the upset victory. I did say you might be in for a bit of surprise who's going to turn out on top, and indeed we were.
Ageneai playing very well that game, especially the first round, carrying RND on his back with pride and honor.
That is it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Katashi. That
Yep.
basically means Midnight Squad takes home the victory in the first ever exhibition squad match. Just a reminder, folks, that this
Congratulations.
does not count for any kind of actual squad rankings, but
just
hey, it's for pride.
listen.
And
I
they
saw,
won.
listen. I saw they were discussing it, and listen. My news reporter senses were tingling, man. They were tingling. They wanted me in here. They needed the recording. I need content.
Oh my god. Calm down.
All right. So let's get. Do you have any post-match reviews for that round?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull it up. Just if only to actually show the snipe that Jack got. It was a very impressive snipe. I think it's something that he is gonna be kind of riding a dopamine high for some time. It's the kind of snipe that both Winters and Grief and King would be very proud of. It's a much shorter match. Oh, is this just my post match? Oh, oops, it's the wrong one.
Nope. Seems they're doing an unranked game right after.
Is it still Elam, or do they do?
I don't know. I have no idea. They're discussing it.
Ask them if they want it to be Elam.
Actually, I just said no.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, early start. Both squads tried to group up, but yeah, Crow took big hits early on here from Ageneai. Got immediately double teamed between Ageneai and Doc, as Crow is desperately trying to survive. Crow did an excellent job embodying lesson 1 there, and just keeping himself alive long enough for his teammates to come to his rescue, instead of just giving up an early death and making it a 3v3. Nep attempting to go in here on hits, but unable to secure anything as he's trying to set back up. But at this point, all squads have arrived and are duking it out. But yeah, they got into this beach gridlock here, and it became a firepower battle. And that's where Ageneai maybe having could have dropped more caltrops there into the black areas of C3 and D3, because that would have because that's kind of where Midnight was posted up, so that would have limited their movement a bit more. But hindsight is a 2020 venture here. Dante sees him go into there, gets a nice little 5 damage there as he kind of gets set up, but unfortunately Crow jumps in there, and that keeps his options limited. they're stacked up here. But yeah, it's a bit of a deadlock where both squads trying to figure out if they should call an audible or not and how they're going to approach this fight. But both squads ended up pretty much just continuing to duke it out in front of one another. I would like to think there are two very key moments coming up on one of them here. So Faye retreated backwards and then reset, which is good. It's good to do that every once in a while because that basically enables you to kind of come at it from a fresh angle. And knows that Doc sees Doc retreat there. That hit right in there, I believe, is what helped shred Doc down, as we'll see here in a second. And then Faye goes in for the retreat. Because at this point, they are flanking, but Doc is down an arm and at 18 health. And that essentially
That
broke
barrier
up the
there
formation.
saved him from Jack. Jack could not take the shot with that barrier out. And
With Doc
weakens.
weakened, he's unable to commit because he needs to get his health back, which in that moment, I believe that they're ripping it up here. But Jack, wallbang, 30 damage, gets set back up, sees Ageneai fall, takes return fire, moves to set back up again. As Crow is trying to lay in support fire there.
Nep with his
trying to
torso
get set
dangerously
back
low.
up. Yep, and then gets set up and huntered. So between Jack's wallbang and then followed up by Adante's hunter, that brings down Nep. And at this point, the Ageneai and Doc are squaring off against the rest of Midnight fighting over there. But so Jack's surveying it. Also just a beautiful shot from afar. But look at this. And bam, dead. Beautiful shot.
I can't believe he got that. I cannot believe he got that.
Right through here, and wham! Nailed him. Just to the left of the pillar, so I don't even think it went through, so it maintained its full damage. Knocked Ageneai right out of that fight, leaving it to the 4v1 against Doc, who goes down just after that from a Adanta hunter. Amazing shot there. Like, easily one of the best shots that we've probably had in a official capacity here. So,
Nah, you're forgetting Grief's masterful shot on Nep.
said one of. I didn't say it was
Yeah.
the best.
That shot was quite insane.
Yeah, so that was a very, very fun match to watch. I hope those in the audience enjoyed it. We'll definitely, Katashi will cut together the VOD later on.
And the best parts, yeah.
You know, so we'll have a good video for those who can't catch it later, couldn't catch it live, to catch up on it. But I think it was a good job, and it looks like they are doing a funsies match.
Do you have any suggestions on how they could have played that game?
Well, I think the big thing for R&D squad was their heaviest hitter was well, if you're just going off the stats alone, their heaviest hitter was Ageneai, as we clearly saw in that first round. Slayer has massive amounts of damage, and if he plays it right with running in on flanks and ambushing, you can very easily rip up people's health. But outside of that, Nep going down first both times took out their long range and their spotting capabilities, which made it a lot easier for Midnight Squad to coordinate and move about without risking getting spotted, because you don't have someone on Overwatch anymore keeping an eye on it. So I think, honestly, the biggest difference maker would be increasing the amount of damage they can do at range, whether that be bringing a heavier sniper in or just upping the amount of damage they can do at medium range, or a matter of reducing, basically upping your survival game at that point, making sure that you're staying alive long enough to make an impact, and whether that be moving about a little bit more, using more unorthodox sniping positions, or just maybe even mixing up and taking Crypsis, perhaps. Ageneai already has Crypsis, throwing another Crypsis on a sniper, and you have two people that are kind of hard to spot for a majority of Globe Gear players, and that'll make it much more tricky. Because as we saw, Midnight Squad really struggled trying to pin down Ageneai in that first round due to Crypsis. Granted, Ageneai does have really good game sense, so he also, you slap Crypsis on top of really smart movement. That's really hard to follow. Even I would have trouble like locking down an Ageneai. I do have trouble sometimes locking down Ageneai. Sure, I can spot him easily, but it doesn't mean I'm always going to be able to try to get ahead of him movement wise. But Midnight Squad, that first round, they got really bailed out by Jack with that sniping there. On top of that, if Ageneai had managed to slink away after getting the big hit on Jack, when Jack didn't capitalize on that bounder hit he got, who knows how that match could have turned out. Ageneai holding back is what enabled Jack to, sight him with the Falcon and rip him to shreds before he could get away again. But that said, though, Midnight Squad did a good job maintaining formation. They did a good job. No one overexposed themselves. They managed to do an excellent job, coordinating. I assume they had some good comms in there. They seem to react well to each other's predicaments, react well to spotting enemies. So all in all, I think they're in a great spot for growth, and they're doing everything right.
Thank you. Yep. I don't have much more to add, so well, as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Katashi, your host for the Globey News Channel and the Fusion Cup. This is Lockmere, our favorite analysis, and famous for his ABCOs, and we'll be seeing you next time. Goodbye. Thank you for having us.
Take it easy.